as I look around here today, I notice everyone is dressed warmly. You've got coats and hats on and scarves. Maybe that's because you got up in the morning and saw the weather forecast, and science told you how to dress to stay warm here today. Science affects every aspect of our lives. We're here not just rallying here in Woods Hole, but we're rallying in the Commonwealth, we're rallying nationally, and we're rallying internationally. This is a day for the world to speak up and support science. In Woods Hole right here, we're first responders. When there's a disaster environmentally, like the BP oil spill, who do they call on for the first responders? Right here in Woods Hole, coming to the task, and it's the people that are here that are responsible for the cleanup and protection of our environment, the people. And those people right now that work here, we're standing up for them today because they are the collateral damage of a bigger issue where people are doing their jobs, going to work, being political, and they are being threatened with their jobs at a time when all they want to do is make our country, our communities in this world safer. There's a national effort, and there's an effort here that we really want to clarify if we do nothing else. At its core today, this is not a political rally, because science at its core is a search for the facts and the search for the truth. It is apolitical. Science is apolitical. However, science isn't invading our politics and culture, but our politics is invading science right now. And why are they doing that? They're doing that because the facts and the truth that science reveals can become inconvenient. It can get in the way. It can get in the way of certain corporations to fund fossil fuels that are threats to our environment because it might affect their bottom line. But the bottom line is they are doing this because whether it's corporate greed, whether it's their shareholders that they say they have to do, they view science as the enemy, and they have invaded our political culture with dark money, with secret PACs, super PACs that affect the political culture. You know, in the Armed Services Committee, which I'm a member, every Congress there'll be a new briefing for members about what our existential threats are in this world. And every year I've been there have been three. There's been the threat of nuclear disaster and nuclear war, which is understandable. Science and research can make sure that nuclear research, nuclear proliferation occurs in a safer way in this world to protect us. A second is the threat of a pandemic. And I used to think this would be something that wouldn't be much of a threat until the COVID virus struck and we saw the effects of that. But as they cut funds for that today, in terms of research, in terms of mitigation, we are in a world now where Ebola is surfacing its head again in Africa, where malaria is coming forth in Africa, where measles are moving forward in Texas in the United States. And we need science there to protect us, to vaccinate, to research, to make sure we're safe in our lives. You know, politics and politicians are using and distorting the truth. I can only think back just a few days for a really clear example of that. At the State of the Union speech that some of you might have heard with President Trump, he was inflating people's emotions, dividing us, and providing misinformation when he started talking about monies put to transgendering mice. Do you remember him saying that? And I think most of us know here that money was scientific money for transgenic research. Research that would cure asthma. Research that would help cure HIV. Research that would work to reduce breast cancer. That's what he was talking about. That's what it was, reality was, but politics distorted it to whip up an emotion against science and against our government. You see what's happening right now with our government. We are the target. Our Constitution is the target. Our laws and statutes are the target, and they are being circumvented. They are being run over, and in the process, science is a collateral damage that's occurring. It's intended as a target, but it's much safer when it can be done in an illegal manner. I'll tell you right now, the Republicans control the White House, the Senate, and the House. There is no way they can't do anything they want to weed out any fraud, waste, and abuse. They have that power. It's unbridled. They choose not to. They circumvent that because that might result in having people have a say on just what's being cut. You're being shut out of the government process right now, and that's why we're here rallying, because they're not allowing people that are representing you, people that represent this country in the House and the Senate, they're not letting them in. They're shutting you out, and we are not going to be shut out. We are going to stand up and make sure that we defend our educational system, our rule of law, and our science. Science is not a divider. It is a unifier, because in the last analysis, we all want to have clean water to drink. We all want to have clean air to breathe. We all want food that is safety and in supply. It's the great unifier. It brings us together. And we are not going to allow it to be disintegrated for political, selfish reasons that obviate the basic core and fundamentals of our democracy. So let's continue. Let's sustain this, and let's move forward. Our lives and our children and our grandchildren's lives are in the balance. Thank you so much.